last class, in lesson 1, we learned about verb basics. We learned about two types of verbs. One is action verb, second is linking verb. Today, we are going to learn more about the words that form a sentence. You know, a sentence is made of many words, like, and they have different functions. Like some of them are subject, some of them verb, some of them objects, nouns, pronouns, prepositions. All these are the words. So today we are going to learn about the main functions of these words in a very easy, simple and effective formula, using an effective formula, and that formula is WH formula. We are going to learn about words in a sentence. We are going to identify the functions of words using WH formula. So, you must have heard what WH words are. In school, when we learn basics of grammar, we learn about these WH words. What are WH words? Words starting with WH. Examples: WHO, who, WH80, what, then when, whom, whose, then where, wherever, etc. And also while, and there is one more special word which we use, which we include in this WH section, that is how. Although it starts with H, we categorize how in the WH words. So these are the most common WH words, like who, what, and in this now you will see also what kind, when, whom, whose, and you see this whom, whose goes with who. Why? It's better we put whom, whose together, because all this talk about persons. What kind, these are about objects or things. Or what kind, we will see all of them in detail later. Okay, then when, where, wherever, why, these are some of the common WH words. Let's see if we miss anything else. Yeah, these are the main words. Now what we are going to do, as I told you, we are going to identify the functions of words in a sentence, in sentences. So let's start with some sentences, examples. Sentence examples. A simple one, like in the last class I told you, I am a teacher. Now in this sentence we learned about verbs in the last class, and if you remember, am is the verb. So today we are not talking about verb, we are talking about other words. Other words means only the main words. We will see only the main words. Main words means this is an article, if you know, or forget about that. This is a small word, this is not a main word. So what are the main words here? Subject, verb, and this word. Okay, so I'm just leaving the verb for now. You know what this verb is. So I am talking about this and this. So now we are going to apply the WH formula. Using the WH formula, you identify what is I. How do you relate I with the WH word which we described here, which we listed here? So I means a person. So who, whom, whose, what kind, when, where, why, how. In this, the I goes with which word? Who, right? Who is a teacher? So, I is equivalent to who, right? What we the meaning of this formula is you can replace this I with who. Okay, so that way we can identify the function of a word in a sentence, that we will explain later. So at present you need to focus on this thing, like identify the word and identify the corresponding WH word. So for I you got who, then teacher, that is the main word. Teacher, you will say who, but actually the teacher is a profession. So what are you doing? I am a teacher. What is your father? He is a doctor. He is a farmer. So what is? So any job, any profession is usually identified as what, not who. Understood? Doctor, teacher, farmer, carpenter, engineer, everything is what. So there is no confusion. The profession is what. Now another sentence. So in I am a teacher, you identify I as who, then teacher as what. Okay. Now I am saying Jim plays well. Start identifying. Jim, again who. Okay. Plays is the verb. Plays is the action verb. We are not talking about verb here. So next, well. So what is well? The meaning, you know the meaning. Jim plays well. Jim plays well. So what is well here? Jim plays how? How did he play? He played well, right? Well means he nannai kalichu, nannai. He played well. Okay, so well is what? How. The corresponding WH word is how. So did you understand this formula? So in any sentence you take out the word and then relate to these question words like WH, whom, whose, who, or how, what kind. So these are like question words. You ask how he played. He played, answer is well. So how, well corresponds to how. Why you have to learn this, you will understand little later. Okay, because this way we are going to identify each word and its functions. I am repeating, functions of this word. So if you know this, what well represents, it is how, then a part of your study is over. So similarly, in more difficult sentences, for example, Albert Einstein was a great scientist. Start identifying. Albert Einstein, short form AI. Who? Was, were. Then next word, great. So what is great? Think properly and say, who scientist? See, great scientist. So you have to ask something here, then scientist. Who scientist, whom scientist, whose, what kind, when, where, wherever. So what kind of scientist? Great represents what kind. What kind means it is a modifying word. It's a describing word. A scientist is not a normal scientist, just a scientist. He is a great scientist. That means there is a description. Description to this word. So what kind? That kind of descriptive words are what kind. Understood? So this is what kind. Now scientist, who or what, not who, sorry, what? Scientist, as I told you, teacher, doctor, scientist, everything is profession. So it is what? So here we learned one more thing, like great is what kind. So note this thing, great or any word that describes another word, it is what kind. It can be what kind. Okay. Now next sentence. I am a proud Indian. So I, again who, am, verb, will leave a. Now next word is proud. Proud, as I told you about great scientist, as in great scientist. Here you have proud Indian. So proud is also a describing word, describing Indian. What kind of Indian? What kind of Indian I am? I am a proud Indian. So proud is what kind? Now Indian is nationality, right? So Indian, who? I am an Indian. Okay. Or it can be what also. There is no issue with that. So for timing we will write it as who, as an identity. Identity we represent as who. Okay. Now next sentence. He plays outdoors every day. So here he represents who, plays is action verb, outdoors. So outdoors, look at this, WH, who, whom, whose, what. He plays where, when, where, outdoors. Outdoors represents a place. So where is the word. So whenever you see such words, you have to use where. You have to understand it is corresponding to the WH word where. Okay. Now every day represents a time period, or you can say a time when an event occurs. Every day. So what is the question for that? He plays when or how often. Okay, so you can say when or how often. For convenience I am putting how often here. Sometimes it is better to get answer as how often. So but again, you know, when is also correct. Every day is when, or how often. Okay, so every day represents time. That is, the word corresponding to that is when. This is clear. Now she spoke loudly in the meeting. Again, she represents who, spoke is the action verb. Now you see what is that? Loudly. How she spoke? How she spoke loudly. Now earlier we saw he plays well. How he plays well. Similarly, she spoke how loudly. So loudly corresponds to how. Now leave these small words in and the. Then meeting is, you may think it is where, but as a word, meeting, it is what? It is an event, name of an event, a meeting, right? So meeting, for now we make it as what. Okay, if you think it is where, it is okay, that's not wrong, but for convenience, meeting, we define it as what, because meeting is the name of the event. So in the meeting, so meeting is what, or we can even say where. We may put where. Okay, but it depends on the sentences, and I will tell you that little later. Okay. Now the children played outside all the time, similar to what we discussed earlier. the, forget about the. Now children who played is the verb. Outside, outside represents where, place, right? All the day, day, all the live, all the day represents when. Okay, now Tony lost his brown suitcase. Let's start with Tony who lost is the verb. Brown, brown represents what color? So we can say what kind. Earlier we saw what kind. I have written what kind here. It can be what kind, can be what color also. Okay. So if it represents color, we use the word what kind. The question word is what kind. Then suitcase. What? Lost what? Suitcase. Okay. The class is so calm and quiet. Class. What? Okay, class. A group. No, a group. Name of a group. So class is what? So you see, so calm and quiet. In this, I will take this word so, even if it is a small word. What is so here? So calm. So calm means what? You use this word so to intensify another word like so calm. It is not normal calm, it is so calm. So very calm. So it is how calm. How. Okay. He is so good. That means how good, so good. So represents how. Understood? Or even if you didn't understand this, just forget it. Those who have understood, fine. So here is describing calm. How calm, so calm. So this so represents how. Okay. Calm. Calm is what here? Class is so what? It is not what. Actually, this calm is what kind. If you see, it is describing the class. We are saying calm student or calm class. What kind of class? So it is calm class. Quiet. Again, the class is quiet. Okay. So it is not what, it is what kind. So here in this sentence you have seen a different way of or peculiar way of the structure. Structure like one is this one, so calm. The so word is used before calm. So that is why we got stuck. So I said this so is describing calm. So we have to use how. And again I said calm is not what, it is what kind. So note this point. We will learn more about this later, so you will understand. Okay. And quiet also. Quiet is also what kind, not what. Okay. Now from this we have seen many like who, how, what kind, what. Now we are going to list them like what are who words, what are the who words? I, Jim, Albert Einstein, then he. Okay, so we will write like who words. What are the who words that we saw in these examples? I, then Jim, Albert Einstein, he, she, children, Bonnie. These are who words. Okay, then what words, what words are scientist, earlier we saw teacher, then what words meeting, then suitcase, class, meeting, suitcase. These are the what words. Then how words, he played well. Then how she spoke loudly, that is how. Then this one, so calm, so well, loudly, so. These are how words. Then when words, every day is one when word, day, every day, simply day. These two words were when. Then where, were words, outside, meeting we said what. Okay, so we are not taking it as were. So here we say where, outside, outdoors. Such words are where. Okay, so this is what we have learned today. We are trying to identify the functions of words in sentences. So now you see, we have understood some of them like I, Jim, he, she. All these words are who words, and some of them are what words, some of them are when words, and some of them describe another word like calm class, quiet class. So these are what kind, that we didn't write here. What kind shows calm, quiet. Then here also we had one what kind, brown, yeah, color, that shows the color, brown. So these are what kind words. What kind words are words that describe another word. Okay, then we had when, that talks about time, when an action is performed. Then where, place. Okay, so this is the fundamental of a sentence. You need to identify what each word corresponds to, what each word does, whether it talks about how, or the time, or the place, or whether it is describing another word, or whether it is about the person. Okay, so that's all for today. So now I'm giving you a small assignment. Write down 5 sentences. You have to comment. You have to write 5 sentences in the comment box, and 5 sentences should have at least 5 words minimum. 5 words means main words, like not like and the, or prepositions like of, on, in, etc. You have to have 5 minimum words, main words, and then write down each word and the corresponding WH word, like this. I said an example, the class is so calm and quiet. Class, what? So, how? Calm, what kind? Quiet, what kind? Like this, you have to write down 5 sentences, then write the corresponding WH word. Got it? And I will correct it. I will check each one's entry and then give the correct answer, response to that. Okay, only if you complete this assignment, then I will know, we will understand like whether you have got it, whether you have grasped it properly. That is why I am telling you, please do this exercise, only then this will be complete. Okay, thank you. We will see in the next class. Okay, bye.